right, folks, this weekend, the NFL returned. I didn't watch any games. I told y'all, long as Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed are not in the NFL, they're being whiteballed, I'm not going to be watching any games whatsoever. Yeah, boy, there was some sorry people who were playing this weekend. Nathan Peterman in Buffalo sucked. This is a guy last year who threw 5 interceptions in the first half before he got benched. He was named a starter in Buffalo, sucked again this year. How in the hell he still has a job? Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo. This is the guy who they signed to the second richest contract in the NFL playing quarterback, sucked for San Francisco. The team who told Colin Kaepernick, nah, you can't play for us. But Garoppolo was supposed to be the miracle child from New England Patriots. Bottom line is, the NFL is whiteballing Colin Kaepernick. And so, check this out. So since Nike last week announced that he was going to be the face of the Just Do It campaign, 30th anniversary, they released this major commercial as well. You had folks taking sides, Donald Trump saying, oh, Nike is wrong. Nike's like, we don't really give a damn. And they're standing with Colin Kaepernick. Now, the mayor in Kenner, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans, he has said, enough is enough. Ben Zahn put this memo out. Under no circumstances will any Nike product and product with the Nike logo be purchased for use or delivery at any City of Kenner recreation facility. Didn't go over too well. He's getting lots of heat. Joining us right now is the deputy opinions editor for NOLA.com, Jarvis DeBerry. Jarvis, how you doing?
I'm good, Roland. How you doing today?
All right, Lil Mayor don't want any Nike in his city. And first of all, for folks who don't know, Donna Brazile is from Kenner, and so correct. So tell folks.
Donna Brazile is from Kenner, yes.
So tell folks exactly where Kenner is and what kind of city it is. It ain't New Orleans.
No, if you've ever flown into the airport in New Orleans, you've basically flown into Kenner. The airport is owned by New Orleans, but it's surrounded on all sides by Kenner. So it is the westernmost reach of Jefferson Parish, right before you hit the swamps, basically, is where Kenner is. But no, it's not New Orleans, but it is remarkably diverse for the metro area. And I think that's what got a lot of people in Kenner really upset about this. Like, look, we're not offended by Colin Kaepernick, so why is the mayor trying to ban apparel from all the city's recreation facilities? It's not something that seems to be embraced by the people in Kenner themselves.
And he's getting lots of pushback. This is not going over well.
No, it hasn't. I mean, he's been really excoriated on Twitter and become like a pretty much a laughingstock. It's difficult to figure out what his motivation is for this. Some people are speculating, this is kind of the red meat that a lot of politicians want to throw out there in preparation for the next campaign. I'm not sure what his motivation is. He did not even publicly release the memo. I mean, it was an internal memo that got leaked on Facebook on Sunday morning. And so he seems to have been a little bit caught off guard by the blowback because it was yesterday morning when all this started circulating, yesterday afternoon when NOLA.com published a story about it, and it was about 24 hours after that he finally got around to making a statement. And it was a pretty puzzling statement. I don't know if you read it or if you pulled it up. Have you seen the statement?
Yeah, I did.
And did you find it bizarre?
Well, first of all, this whole deal of, you better get permission and before you buy anything. It's like, dude, seriously?
Yeah, and he's a booster club. So, I mean, it's not like it's money being spent by the city of Kenner itself. It's people raising money for their kids' athletics. If you want to sponsor a team, if you go to a business and say, hey, Mr. Business Owner or Ms. Business Owner, can you sponsor my child's team? And that team buys some Nike gear. He's basically suggesting that they don't have a right to do that. So it's not just that he's banning Nike. He seems to be trying to put the kibosh on private citizens and what they can buy and what they can wear, which has really, really, really gotten people upset.
Jarvis, are you amazed, literally, how white folks are losing their mind over this? I mean, they are losing.
Stop being amazed.
I mean, they are really losing their mind over this whole deal.
I have really stopped being amazed because it's so common and it keeps happening over and over again. I mean, I think we can go back to 2008 and 2009 with Obama's election. You know, the things that people will say and do and express, you know, with impunity now, is just becoming more and more common. And here's the thing: it's not like the city of Kenner is going to bring Nike to its knees. So you know what I mean? It's like a Fortune 100 company. So what is he doing except, you know, trying to give red meat to people who are, you know, looking for some conservative hero? And to be honest, this is not a political figure. I mean, New Orleans and the New Orleans metro area has been famous for having politicians and even suburban politicians who stand out, who are household names, who everybody knows who they are. They're controversial. They stay in the news for good or for bad. You know, he's not one of these people. You know, this is the first time I've heard, honestly, anybody talking about Bienzon or really anybody talking about Kenner in a long time. So it's really unclear what his motivation is, where he's going with this. You know, one of the city councilmen, whose name is escaping me right now, but he responded to the Facebook post like, this is not clear with the council. You know, I don't know anything about this. I don't approve this. And so I don't know. I mean, it just seems one of those things where everybody is trying to take a side in everything, even if it's a futile and quixotic quest like he's on.
All right. Jarvis DeBerry, man, always good chatting with you. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Roland.
Thank you. Let's go back to our panel, Avis, Eugene, and Rena. I'll start with you, Eugene. I'll tell you, I'm just really getting a big kick. How Colin Kaepernick just done drove white folks crazy. I mean, this, and I did D.L. Hughley's show a little bit earlier today. I was promoting Roland Martin Unfiltered, and this is what I told D.L. I said, and this is what's really bothering these white men in America. What's bothering them is that we no longer have to do what they say, and what's bothering them is that people of color are not following the directives. In America, they've always established the standard for values, for what we should think and what we should say. America's now changing, and people of color are saying, no, I don't really give a damn what y'all think.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. I mean, the structure that's been in place for the last 200, 300 years, pretty much been upended. You know, we have our own means of distribution. We have our own means of access. We have our own voices. We have our own ways to distribute our voices. And, you know, it is very interesting to see white mediocrity just get completely up in arms over just the mumblance of the name Colin Kaepernick.
Really?
They say it's about the flag and anthem, but the guys have taken a knee in 2 years, have to play ball. So what are you really mad over? But this goes a step further. This mayor is out of line. Almost 100% sure it's illegal what he's trying to do. If I'm Nike, I think, I issue the greatest troll ever and say, listen, free stuff for the whole city of Kenner.
Rena?
Yeah, look, Roland, whatever this mayor is doing is ridiculous, and it just reinforces how we need better civics education in this country. The lack of, the lack of respect for the First Amendment just continues to astound me. People don't seem to understand it. Colin Kaepernick has the freedom to express himself. How many times do we have to say it? But the thing is, you're right. People of color are not on the same level as white people in this country. And now that we have purchasing power, now that we have sort of seemingly equal rights in society, where we're at is a place where they want to sort of paint this with the broad brush of they're not being patriots. They're being disrespectful. They don't care about our armed forces. What about freedom to express ourselves? If we take it away from one person, we endanger the rest of us. And it just astounds me that Donald Trump, the quote-unquote Republican that he is, and the quote-unquote Republicans that support him, they talk about freedom and liberty, and that seems to be at the core of everything they are fighting for, that what's good in America, and that's what's going to make America great again, is all of us having freedom and liberty. They don't believe in it for people of color, particularly black people and black athletes. So we just need better civics education in this country so we can just these ignorant people will just sit down and realize that their argument holds no water.
Avis.
Colin Kaepernick can do what he wants, and Nike was right to feature him.
Absolutely.
Avis.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think this is based in ignorance. This is based in white privilege and the desire to hold on to it for the very last breath, okay? These people aren't stupid. What they are, though, is they are offended by what they perceived as an uppity Negro, okay? And they cannot handle the fact that this is a talented black man who has the right to say what he wants to say, and they cannot do anything about it, even when they are flamed up by the racist in chief that's sitting over there in the Oval Office.